Diabolical, man. All right, let's get into this next topic with Charles Barkley. And and this is another topic that I couldn't really get into because I was vacationing and all that stuff, man. So this is kind of old, a couple of weeks, but this thing has been floating around about there's a lot of former players that are like begging the NBA competition committee and Adam Silver to change things in the league. Like, we don't want to watch this. It's not a good brand. And the issue with what Adam Silver, how he see it and what numbers and analytics and what he's looking at, he feels like that the NBA has never been in a greater place as far as engagement. And the key word is engagement, because the way we look at things on social media and on it ain't simple like it used to be, where you watch TV and you watch all the games and then you could just look at the TV ratings to see how well your product is doing. Now you have to study all these other things, and that's why he's using the word engagement. That's why Adam Silver is saying we are getting more engagement now, because engagement looks like when I put NBA highlights on YouTube and it gets 10 million views. Like right now, I think what Phoenix played tonight. So the Phoenix Suns highlights of that game will be on YouTube right now on ESPN's YouTube channel, House of Highlights, or whoever else got licensed for the NBA. And it might be 10 million views on ESPN. They might talk about it on First Take tomorrow. That might get 10 million views. And just Instagram, NBA's page on Instagram, they're going to post something that's going to get 10 million views. So the way Adam Silver is looking at it is, oh man, we're getting more engagement now than we were ever, which is the truth and a lie wrapped in the same thing. Because if social media didn't exist in the 90s, no Instagram, no Facebook, no YouTube, no TikTok, no Snapchat, whatever they're using, if none of the social media outlets existed and all we could count on for engagement is what the TV was doing, and let's say the TV was doing 10 million a game, then that's 10 million. So let's say all of a sudden the game isn't good anymore and the TV is only doing 5 million a game now because the product is bad. But now you got 5 new outlets: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. And now you got all these NBA channels and they all do 5 million as well. Then obviously, it's more engagement. But ain't nobody watching your games. Nobody's watching your all-star game. Everyone's complaining about your games. So no one's watching your long-form content that you're putting on TV, which is how you get your money, because those games show advertisements and those networks are getting paid by those advertisers to advertise on the network during the game. That's how that game works. So your product has to be good if you're going to keep closing these deals with these networks for your games. If your game is trash, eventually the bubble will burst. So you can keep relying on this engagement from all this social media stuff, but your games suck. So everyone is going to social media to watch 2-minute highlights because don't nobody want to sit and endure and watch a freaking 2-hour game. It's that bad. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the halftime crew with TNT and Charles Barkley and all them dudes, I don't think nobody would watch any games. Some people be looking forward to the halftime show. The games aren't good. And that's what they're trying to tell people. So what did JJ Redick, the snobbish, I don't know, this snobbish guy that condescends to everyone and disrespect the legends of the game and all this stuff, what did he say? He came out and said that the reason why nobody is watching the game is because the media keep telling everybody the game sucked. Well, what the hell am I supposed to do if the game sucked? Not say it sucked. Right now, I know I got a responsibility. The game is the game. And my job exists as a media member if I'm working for TNT because the game exists. So I can't be the snake eating its own tail. So I want to uplift the game, but if the game is that bad and the baby is ugly, you have to call the baby ugly. If the emperor's new clothes is actually not clothes at all, and they're lying and saying the clothes are invisible, and the emperor is walking around butt ass naked, then it's only right that a person with common sense would tell the emperor that you're butt naked in a freaking parade. I'm not going to be the person who's going to let the emperor walk around butt naked. And the emperor in this six is Adam Silver. He's the emperor that's walking around butt naked, and everyone like JJ Redick is telling him, "Oh, those invisible clothes you're wearing, sir, are phenomenal. It's the cat's pajamas." Right? That's what they're telling them. Meanwhile, he's butt naked. So you got some people like JJ that's going to tell him, "Oh, it's fine. The product is fine. This is the best ever. Keep doing what you're doing, Adam Silver." But people like Charles Barkley is trying to tell the truth and say the baby is ugly and you're butt naked. Those aren't invisible clothes. You're just butt ass naked. So JJ tried to blame the media and say the reason why no one's watching the game is because y'all critiquing the game. We should uplift it and tell better stories. Nobody give a fuck about no damn stories. We like basketball. Fuck a story. We like basketball, not the men that play. You don't tell me not one fucking story about no daggone basketball player. I can care less. I don't care what neighborhood Jokic grew up in. I don't care what neighborhood Wembanyama grew up in. You play in the league, play some basketball, put the tap dancing shoes on. That's freaking tap dance. That's what you do. We want to see you play, and we want to see good basketball. Put that on TV. Fuck them stories. You don't have to trick me to like basketball. I already like basketball. Who the stories for? This ain't a drama or soap opera. This ain't The Days of Our Lives. This ain't freaking General Hospital. Nobody care about no stories. Nobody care about the dude on General Hospital is his own dad, and he married his sister, and his dad, his mama came back to life. Nobody get that's what the type of stories they want to tell us. Nobody care about that. Nobody care about this bullshit they trying to show us with LeBron and his son playing together and making this fake history. Don't nobody care. Don't tell us freaking stories. We want to watch basketball. If I wanted to freaking get a soap opera story, I go watch a soap opera. Why the hell are you telling us to tell stories? Anyway, I'm off my soapbox. So JJ Reddick said that, and Charles Barkley responded.
It's something about we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got. That's JJ. Yeah, us, like we out there jacking up 103s a night. JJ, I don't know Jason Monroe. I don't know who that is, but JJ, you come for the king. You better not miss. I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvingham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on the date with.
64-51 was your halftime score. Highlights of Rudy Gobert.
So he came in there thinking, I can make this thing work. Hell, you can.
77, 71.
Put the makeup on that pig.
The Lakers are pig.
The Lakers stink, man.
Let me tell you something.
Come on, man.
So Charles Barkley went in on JJ Reddick, told him, "Look, man, you're a dead man walking. They fired Frank Vogel. They fired Darvingham. You're next, buddy. You're not doing so hot. You try to act like you were Socrates and you were so smart and you could, oh man, no one can do this clip. I can draw a play upside down on my clipboard. Can Darvingham do that? I think not. Oh, my offense is going to be so intricate and so, oh my God, so phenomenal. And you out here looking just like Darvingham. Not looking that good at all with the same squad. And now they're making excuses for JJ Redick saying the Lakers don't have enough. Then if the Lakers don't have enough and it's the same squad Darvingham had, then Darvingham need to get his job back, because now you can't scapegoat him. If you're saying it was Darvingham's fault, but you're saying in JJ's case it's the roster's fault, I'm confused. It's the same roster. It's the same roster. So I appreciate Charles for saying that. I appreciate him for going there. A lot of people didn't like it. Kendrick Perkins didn't like it, but Kendrick Perkins is bought and paid for. They were colleagues of JJ Redick. He used to work on First Take. So there's a little bit of loyalty there. Stephen A. Smith won't even critique him properly. All he says is, and I'm rooting for JJ Redick. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's a great coach. He's going to be a great coach. He has to say all of that before he can even somewhat critique the Lakers and somewhat critique JJ Redick. But he won't go too far. JJ Redick's my friend. And he's doing a phenomenal job. Like every single time, that's what Stephen A. Smith say, right? So you can't trust anything they say, right? But you can trust Byron Scott.
On that comment about the reason that the NBA fan appeal is down.
No, and I think you're right. I think JJ's done a really good job, with this team so far, because they are competing, much harder than they have in the last couple of years or so. But when you talk about the viewership is down like 48% or something like that, which is crazy, and you're trying to blame it on TNT or the media and all this stuff, I think that's crazy. And he's right. You can't put lipstick on a pig. The viewership is down because of the players. It has nothing to do, I think, with the league or with media and all that. I mean, people hate the way the game is being played. The threes and all this stuff. The game it's such a beautiful game when you have five guys playing the same way. When you got everybody involved in the offense, when you got movement, and it's such a beauty. But when you got one guy dribbling for 20 seconds and three guys in the parking lot and one guy standing under the basket, that's not basketball. So I think, JJ's a little off base as far as that's concerned because he's in it. And he's part of that because that's the way the Lakers play as well. They don't have a ton of movement. The best teams in the league over the years that have a lot of movement, ball movement, people movement, was Golden State, San Antonio. There are so many teams that just stand around with one guy dribbling for 20, James Harden, dribble for 20 seconds and it's either a home run or a strikeout. You either hit a three or you miss it, right? So I think it's the viewership is down because of the way the game is played. I don't think it has anything to do with the media. The media is just reporting on what they're seeing. And that's what TNT is doing.
And
I love the way he said that. That was perfect. He said it's either a home run or a strikeout. That's the way the game's been played. He said that no one likes the way the game's been playing. It's not appeasing. It doesn't look good. It's not real basketball. It's one guy doing everything while the other four guys stand around and watch, or the other three guys standing around and watch, waiting for a pass or waiting for a bone to be thrown so they can shoot a three, and the other guy setting screens for that one guy with the ball. Right, that's the whole offense, and everyone is copying and doing it. It's the James Harden offense. It's the D'Antoni offense. It's not fun, right? And the reason why I love the analogy of home runs and strikeouts, imagine if baseball was only if they created rules to where you can only throw one pitch because we want more home runs, right? And you either get a player swinging for the fences, home run, or you're going to get a strikeout. All the other things you're going to miss is the in-between game. You're going to miss those double plays. You're going to miss those phenomenal catches in the dirt. You're going to miss that shortstop play. All that stuff is going to be obsolete. Just home runs and strikeouts, home runs and strikeouts. You might get some casual fans that loves it because I couldn't go to the game. It's not boring. I ain't got to watch a whole bunch of defense. I don't like defense anyway. Who cares if you ran down in the outfield and caught that fly ball? Who cares about that? I get to see a home run, or I get to see an exciting strikeout. All the other stuff you can keep it. That's what basketball did. The posts, the mid-range game, the different offenses, the player movement, the off-ball screens, backdoor cuts, moving without the ball, a lot of passing and less dribbling. All those things that happen in between. They even said a lone 2-point shot was an inefficient shot, so don't take it. They'd rather you take one step back in the middle of a play, just take a step back into the 3-point line. Like, they were getting mad at players for taking lone twos. Why would you take that lone two? Step back and take a three. You're supposed to be catching the ball in rhythm and shooting it, not thinking about no bull crap like that. But you're telling, like, D'Antoni on Houston actually told Carmelo Anthony, you can't shoot a lone two. It has to be a three or a layup. They didn't want mid-range. They definitely didn't want no long twos, right? This is how they really coach him. And he ultimately lost his job on the Houston team because I guess he wouldn't get with the program. He just didn't get it. That's where the league was going. So they took out all of that in-between stuff just so they can see threes and dunks. And then they took defense out. That's not fun to watch. It's not fun to watch. Nobody wants to see that. So the product is bad. It has nothing to do with TNT and Charles Barkley and the media calling it bad. The product is just bad. If your baby is ugly and I say the baby's ugly, you can't get mad at me for saying it and say, well, the reason why people think my baby's ugly because you keep saying it. But are you going to get that baby with any braces? Are you going to get him any corrective lenses for those cock eyes? Are you going to fix that cleft lip? Like, you can't get mad at me for calling the baby ugly if it's ugly. So fix the baby. That's what Adam Silver need to do. Fix the baby.